What do you hear? What do you say? I don't know why that line just came into my head, but it comes from, well, many of you will probably know, probably one of the greatest TV shows ever, The Sopranos. And that line was from Paulie Walnuts Gualtieri. Guys, needless to say, what can I add? I mean, you guys have all got social media. You guys have all got Twitter, Facebook, or X, whatever it's called now, whatever. Ornstein, Romano, Sky Sports, everyone has confirmed it, that the two clubs have come to an agreement with Harry Kane. And my take on it is, what the heck is it? Listen, I've heard a few of the reactions already on YouTube, and I heard, you know, some of the guys getting really emotional. I watched Stell's stream earlier on the breaking news, and I guess I went on. I saw Ryan's reaction, which is an emotional one. I'm a little bit too long in the tooth in that sense. That, you know, I could see, well, not from my hair, but certainly from my beard, I'm a little bit older than Ryan, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. That, you know, I don't mean to sound like because he's young. You know, you guys know what I mean. I react in a different way because, like I said, I'm a bit older, and I've seen these sort of scenarios happen many a times before. It doesn't make it less frustrating in any means, and that's the point. I think it is. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating because we've known this was going to happen. Why not do it a few weeks ago when the numbers were? Looks like that's the other thing. Like the price of what Spurs have accepted, what Levy's accepted, is probably like worse than the number figure wise. Something doesn't quite add up for me, and ended up I was almost saying like, oh look, we're just gonna have to accept because we try to get a better deal and it ain't happening. And to some extent ended up being a bit of a water, like it was better off accepting it 6 weeks ago when it first offered it around. If you're gonna wait, like drag it on for as long as that, this has been going on since June, to drag it on all the way to like mid-August practically, to then accept the same figures you could accept like back in June, it would have given you more time to prepare and get a player in 3 days before the transfer market. Before the first Premier League game of the season. Yes, we've got time to get another one, but then they're going to probably slap a like 15-20 million price on top of what they're probably worth, because they know you've bagged 100 mil or 100 million euros or whatever the hell the figure is. Listen, it's frustrating. I think that's where I'm at the moment. It's just frustrating. I mean, what can we do here at Tottenham away? What more can we do? We protest. Whether if it's not me, if it's Stell or JP, somebody's always representing Tottenham away at the protest. We're there protesting against this board, these owners, Levy, because this is what they're going to serve constantly. Who's to tell me that the money that we're going to get for Kane, we've probably already spent on the players that we've already bought in? Longlay's about, you guys heard me in this morning's video, Longley looks like he's on his way in. Are we going to get another striker in? I don't know. Who are we going to play on Sunday? Some people are saying we should play Son up on the number 9 and leave the wings to Perisic and Deki or Solomon, whichever you guys think. And I'm thinking, well, why have we spent 65 million with Richarlison to then go and like snub him and play Son up front when you've got a 65 million player who can't get a game with Kane gone? Why is he there? Why is he there? You got to play Richarlison. Then if you want to play Son or not, that's another matter. But for me, Son should play on the left where we're accustomed to seeing him, and allow him the time to regain the form following the operation. No excuse, but that is the fact. He's had an operation, guys, in there, and he needs to find his best form by playing. For me, he can have to play on the left. I'm not saying he can't play on the middle. He can play in the middle. And when needed, perhaps we will have to resort to him playing in the middle. But for now, you can't. First game of the season, Richarlison can't get a game with Kane gone. Potentially gone. If you can't get a game with Kane out of the picture, why have him there? He's got to play Richarlison. First game of the season, he's got to play Richarlison. It's up to Richarlison to do a lot better than certainly we did against Barcelona, for sure. And if he burns that chance, then yeah, I'd say the following home game, or the next game that we play against Man United, Son plays up front. It's as simple as that. That's how I see it. But that, we can talk about all of that further down the line. And by the way, we're going to do another live stream this afternoon around 3:30, guys. I'll be on with Stel. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. This just keeps happening, and we just can't get anything going. And just like, we are a club with no real direction. I feel for Ange, man. Ange has just started to do something really good. We saw the fruition of it against Barcelona, how we want to play. And now he loses his best striker, man. I don't know, guys. I mean, if I was in this place, man, I'd be upset, man, losing my best striker. But, you know, he's got a job to do, and he's getting paid well for it. And he will say, you know, we're going to have to move on with the forwards that we got. What else do you expect the guy to say? But to lose your main centre forward, probably the best striker in world football right now, for the reasons that we have. Many of you already, I've already read Twitter, many say, well, what do you want us to do? You know, you've got to sell the guy. He doesn't want to stay, doesn't want to sign. You've got to sell the guy, pocket the money, because there's a risk the next season could go on the free, can end up at Chelsea or Man United, or worse, even Arsenal. I understand that. Of course, I've said many a times, sell the guy. Man, look, if we get to this point, if he doesn't want to sign the contract, and allegedly he's been offered one and he's refused to sign it, then yeah, pocket the money. Get the money what you can. Sell him to a team out of England. In this case, Bayern Munich. Fine, but do it 6 weeks. Do it 6 weeks ago. Why do it now? If you look at the figures of what's been suggested, he could have bagged that 6 weeks ago. That's the part I don't understand. He just dragged it out to 3 days for the start of the season. My reaction is this, guys, one of frustration. We haven't even started playing football yet, like proper competitive 3 points league game football. It's just it is what it is. And let's say it doesn't happen, guys. Let's just say for whatever reason in the next sort of 8 to 10, 12 hours, 14 hours, 24 hours, it falls through. That means we're going to lose him on a free anyway. We might, with short term, yeah, you've got a great striker still for the next 6 months or 12 months, whatever. But we're going to lose him on a free anyway. And quite frankly, if he stays now and he goes on a free, I couldn't care. In the sense of, what are we going to do with that money? I say what I don't care. So what are we going to do with that money? We bagged the money now. You think, you know, any other club in world football would have already a striker lined up, would have already done personal terms, would have agreed the price with the club and say, look, on standby, the moment that guy leaves, this one's coming through the door. Proper clubs operate that way. Already in the bag. Ready to take on the number, or whatever number, to take on Kane's number. The moment he walks out, bang, you hit the fans and, whoa, bloody hell, we acted really quick. But we ain't going to do that. We don't even know if we're going to spend the money on another striker coming in. Gift Orban. We're speaking of all these players. We don't know for certain who's going to come in or who's going to come in, if anyone's going to come in. So even with the money that we're collecting, what are we going to do with it? Might turn around and say, you know what, we ain't got time to get another striker. We're going to have to go with what we got. And say, you know what, Kane's money has paid for Maddison, has paid for the other players, Van der Ven that's come in and so forth. That's where I see it heading. Like I said, like I started this video, it's just one, I'm not even angry, it's just frustration. It's just frustration. Year after year after year, we don't plan for nothing. We are a club that's just plodding along. Just plodding along. No plan. Plan for the future always. But the present, never, man. Always the future, the future, the future. When the future comes, we're planning for the future. The future then becomes the present. We're planning for the future. The present has never existed. Frustration, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you shortly on a live stream. 3:30 we'll be going on with Stel. Take care, guys.